Okay, more about this. Doctor Who, Scream of the Shalka, starring Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant. Okay, so now first I want to talk a little bit about Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant was in The Snowmen, which was a Doctor Who Christmas special when Matt Smith was the Doctor. Okay, so that's this. This is The Snowmen. Okay, so this was with Matt Smith and Jenna Louise Coleman. I did not like her. I didn't like her as a companion. Okay, The Snowman. Christmas Eve, 1892, at a chilling menace. That sounds weird. Christmas Eve, 1892, and a chilling menace threatens humankind. I guess it should start The Snowman, but it says The Snowman as if that's the title. But it sounds like it would be better if The Snowman is the start of the sentence. Okay, The Snowman. No, that still doesn't sound right. This is worded weirdly. Okay, anyway, Christmas Eve, 1892, and a chilling menace threatens humankind. That sounds strange. But with the Doctor in mourning, it takes old friends and an unorthodox young governess to get him fighting to save the world again. Anyway. Okay. In The Snowman, Richard E. Grant played the villain Dr. Simeon, who was working with the Great Intelligence. And then he was possessed by the Great Intelligence. Okay, so the Great Intelligence appeared during Patrick Troughton's time as the Doctor in the stories which involved the Yeti. The Yeti were controlled by the Great Intelligence. And the stories were The Web of Fear and The Abominable Snowman. I don't have The Abominable Snowman yet. I was planning on getting that at the start of December because it's not released yet until December. I've seen part of it. I think that's going to be animated. But I have The Web of Fear, which is animated. So that's the Yeti in the background, and the Doctor is holding Patrick Troughton as the Doctor is holding uh, an orb. It looks like it's a disassembled orb. Part of it's missing. The orb in the Web of Fear and the Abominable Snowman. The orb is inside the Yeti, and through this orb, the Great Intelligence control the Yeti to attack people and the Doctor. So that's the Web of Fear. Oh, yeah. Richard E. Grant, I felt, was a good villain in The Snowman. He had a very cold personality, which was appropriate for the story, The Snowman. Richard E. Grant would return again later as the Great Intelligence, but he looks like the character Dr. Simeon, but he's returning as in Doctor Who as the Great Intelligence. He did that a couple times in Doctor Who. Also during Matt Smith's time as the Doctor, in the stories The Bells of St. John and The Name of the Doctor. That was during Series 7. I got it in sections because they were cheaper at the time. So this is Series 7 Part 2 of Doctor Who. Series 7 Part 2 with Matt Smith as the Doctor. So Richard E. Grant was in this season a couple more times as the Great Intelligence. Richard E. Grant was also in Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. He plays the villain General Pride. And I have that here. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. Good movie. Those were all good. I liked all the Star Wars movies. It was those were very exciting. The newer ones, very exciting. They did those well. It was pretty shocking how that one is pretty shocking. I wasn't expecting what happened with the villain in that one. Hopefully they make more Star Wars movies. I think they were planning on it, but it'll be a while. A little bit of a wait for that. Okay. Now the companion, I'm going to call her the companion. It says friend on the DVD for Scream of the Shalka. It says she's just a friend, but I'm going to call her companion because that's a more traditional term for who she is. Although there has been some Doctor Who stories where it looks like this person is playing a companion role, but they're only in one story. That's happened a few times. I think they were just trying them out. I'm thinking specifically of Sylvester McCoy's time before Ace was decided on as the companion for Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. So I'm just going to call it a companion because it's easier. Which makes sense from what I will talk about later. She pretty much is a companion. She's not just a friend. She's the companion. She's the Doctor's companion of Scream of the Shalka. Allison. Played by Sophie Okonedo. Yeah. Sophie Okonedo. That's not hard to say at all, is it? Okonedo. Yeah, it's right there. It's next in my notes. Played by Sophie Okonedo. Okay. All right. So Sophie Okonedo, she played also elsewhere outside of Doctor Who. Sophie Okonedo played Sithandra in the movie Aeon Flux, who had hands for feet. Here it is right here. Yep, she's on the back too. Good movie, based on a good show. So that was definitely a weird character. She had hands for feet. Sophie Okonedo was also in the Doctor Who episode The Beast Below, which was also during Matt Smith's time as the Doctor. I have that here. Okay. Sophie Okonedo played Liz Ten, the future Queen of the United Kingdom. And it was during yeah, The Beast Below. Okay. It was during Matt Smith's time as the Doctor during the fifth series. And I have it right here. Okay. It looks kind of pretty neat looking cover here. Matt Smith was a good doctor. He had most of his time, most of Matt Smith's time as the doctor, he had um, oh, there it is. Karen Gillan was the companion for Matt Smith for most of the time, uh, most of his time on Doctor Who. I liked her at first, but then it just seemed like, oh, why is she the companion for so long? Because I was used to uh, there were companions in the past that were only a companion on Doctor Who for one season. So I was used to that, and but this Karen Gillan, she lasted a long time. So I kind of got tired of her toward the end. I was just, all right, finally. It was sad when she left Doctor Who, but I was just tired of her as a companion. It was just too much, I felt. Well, I guess I'm gonna stop there. Uh, I need I need to do something today. I need to go to the bike shop because I wanted to my fat tire bike, my Farley bike. It has a apparatus on it called Float Fox, and this Float Fox on my fat tire bike, it allows it allows for when I ride over bumps. It's like the bumps are not even there. The rough parts of the road. Suspension. So when that wears out, it it's not as nice. So I really like the Float Fox suspension thing on my fat tire bike. So I wanted to get. Apparently, you can get an air pump for that, so that when the air runs out in the Float Fox in the fat tire bike, when the air runs out, you can use this air pump to put more air in. So that's what I want to do. I want to go to the bike shop and get one of those. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's it for now.